Hello, the newspapers and TV and radio are filled with stories of the release of Nazanin and Anousheh, and rightly so. And it seems fitting that this is happening on St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick himself was held captive by pirates for 6 years. And I also think it's entertaining in one sense that Liz Truss's efforts to edge in on this celebration have been slightly thwarted by the media. The newspapers certainly do not seem to feature photographs of her on the front page. I don't understand why, if it's so obvious that we should have paid that debt, we didn't do it earlier. Anyway, I am trying to put pressure once again on Nadine Dorries to respond, and I'm waiting to see when or if she actually bothers to do so. The last time I wrote to her, it took 6 months before somebody in a desultory fashion picked up a pen and wrote a letter. In this case, we have about a week to sort something out. So I am interested, and I will keep you informed. I think there's a canker in the heart of modern government, and I think it's been there for a little while. I think it entered with the David Cameron government, and it's just gradually got worse and worse. It reached its depth, I think, during Mrs. May's government. People realised in government that they could just sit on things and send pointless letters. Pointless letters. They should actually be doing a BBC programme before the news in the early evening. Pointless letters. There is no point in a pointless letter, particularly if the information is wrong or directing us to something which cannot work. It's just verbiage. And that is not the job of a politician. The job of a politician is to represent the problems and move things along. And the problems may not be always personal. The problems may be more general. And it's not just the politicians in their high-minded ivory towers who have ideas about changing things. They need to listen to ordinary people who always have good ideas. If they're not listening, they become a bad government, posturing and hiding behind their bureaucracy. And I'm afraid COVID has encouraged our government, particularly in Britain, to hide behind bureaucracy and to and with this sort of knee-jerk approach to whatever they don't want to do or can't imagine doing. So I'm waiting to see what happens next. Now, the other issue today really is the bombing of the Mariupol theatre, which housed, we believe, at least 1,000 refugees and a lot of children. It's been flattened. This is an appalling atrocity, committed by one person only, committed by Putin. And to prove the point that he knows he is wrong, he has ordered his soldiers to confiscate the phones of refugees who are taking advantage of the humanitarian corridors that are manned by his soldiers. They're taking the phones, they're forcing Ukrainians to clear their phones of any images that they may have which record the atrocities they have witnessed. Any images, incidentally, also, that they may have of their loved ones who they may never see again. This is abhorrent. What a ghastly, ghastly little man. He needs to put his stacked shoes, his Cuban heels, to one side and appear with a little bit more honesty in public and say sorry. He needs to have his head bowed and he needs to recognize that he has done wrong. But the first thing is for him to sign an agreement to withdraw his troops, to proclaim peace. Afterwards, there will be reparations. Afterwards, he needs to be brought to heel, should we say, to a Cuban heel.